Welcome to the Empower Hour. I'm your host, Isabel Starck, and I thought I'd come in because I love fall, and I just got me a new hat, so I thought I'd come and share that with you. I'm not going to keep it on the whole time because I don't think indoors is actually the place to wear it. But isn't it cool? Just want to say hi. Just want to say hi. And let you guys know that our special guest, Simone Isser, is on her way. We were actually previously connected, but we're having some technical difficulties. So she will be right back to start the interview. But until then, I really want to welcome you. I just want to say, this is episode number 33. I'm not sure which number of interview this actually is, but for those of you who are watching here live, and if you guys would like to ask a question of Simone or you have a comment, I'm going to be opening up the chat box for you to actually ask your question live. So the way to do that is you need to access the 9 Google Squares that are in either of these 2 areas. Click on them, and it'll take you to a Q&A window, so a little app. Click on that, a sidebar will open up, type in your question there, and we will be able to read it for you. So let me open up the chat box, make sure that we are all here. There we go. Hello, and welcome. So great to have you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. My name is Isabel Starck, and for those of you who have not been watching the Empower Hour, it's been on for about a year now, and I come to you guys probably about twice a month with some amazing guest speakers who I believe are really following their heart, following their passion, following their mission in life to create a better life and also to create just a better world around them. Simone has a very interesting story, which she will share with us about the Akashic Records. So if you are not aware of what the Akashic Records are, they are actually a book, basically a book of life, where any experience is recorded. Any feeling has been recorded. Any lifetime has been recorded. So you can imagine this hall, this record library that holds all the feelings, intentions, experiences that people here on the planet and the planet itself has actually gone through. And they are a very big buzzword here lately. I'm seeing it everywhere. It seems like every other coach is coming out with Akashic Record readings or trainings. And when I spoke to Simone, when I first found her, it was literally a thread about, be careful who it is that you're getting your readings from. Just to know that you are practicing with someone who's really taken a dive deep as opposed to really wide. Because, and I do believe that. I mean, that's put in your 10,000 hours, get to know it, anything that you do before you actually go out and teach it. And then the other thing is really to practice what you preach before you preach what to practice. So you guys already know that's one of my tags. I do believe that wholeheartedly. And I do believe that there are Akashic Records. I truly wholeheartedly believe that. I mean, I'm a Catholic by faith. My son goes to Catholic school, but I still believe that you can't deny the whole idea of just spiritualness and, the vibration of the earth, not only the earth, but, the universe. And my favorite line, my favorite line of Contact, a movie with Jodie Foster, is when she said, if we are the only intelligent life forms in all of the universe, it would sure be a waste of space. So with that, I'm hoping that Simone can join us soon. She is going to be joining us soon like I said, she's trying to reconnect. And if you guys can tell by my throat, I'm a little bit raspy today, but oh, there she is. So now that she's joined us, not sure if I can hear you, my dear.
Can you hear me?
I can. Okay, great. So what I'd like to do is just introduce you to our special guest, Simone Isser, who's actually the founder of Soul Mastery. And I've already kind of given you an explanation as to how I found her, how we started communicating, and what she's been able to really find for her true life mission, which is something that I think is interesting for everybody to dive into, to dive deeper into, because I do believe that each one of us is put here for a reason. And our life purpose is really to find out what that vision is. And whatever that vision is, we are supposed to spend the rest of our life sharing that. So Simone, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself, and then we can get started with the interview.
Yes,
Yes,
sure.
sure.
First of
First of
all,
all,
thank you
thank you
so
so
very
very
much.
much.
Do you
Do you
hear the echo too? No? Okay, I'm hearing the echo. I don't know why. But
Okay,
now it's good. Okay.
you can take care of the echo. I will put on my earpiece.
Okay.
Always got to be prepared, right? Mom,
Yes.
be prepared here.
Yes.
All right, let's start up.
Perfect. Yes, that's perfect. So yeah, I was first of all, thank you so very much for having me here with your lovely audience and lovely friends. It's really I just get amazed when I think that how we met, and I have no idea how we met. So for me, you can if I have to introduce myself, I will start with I am a mother of three beautiful kids, a wife to a loving husband, and just serving my soul's purpose, by teaching coaches, mindset coaches, and other professional, whoever are open to receive the soul's wisdom. So I'm teacher to them. That's how I can label myself or give title to myself. Um, I You can say that whatever I do, however I do, is um, all about channeling, and that's what I teach others. So that's a part of me, that is the whole or being in me, like I am that. I am not separated um, from the gifts, spiritual gifts I have been opened to few years back.
So tell
um,
me a little bit, I mean, just for our viewers who are watching and are
yeah.
like, what do you mean channeling? Like, what do you mean by that? So why don't you express a little bit about the definition of really channeling?
For me, channeling is pouring down the information which is coming through divine, which is coming through the source, and not using the mind, you know.
And for those of you who are a little bit confused, source, God, universe, they're all
Same.
interchangeable.
They are all same. However you see the divine, however you see the God, who the God is, his or her, you know. For me, it's pure light, pure energy, and I call it source. From where we all came through. For me, it's if you will really push me to tell me who the divine or who the source is, for me that is Devi, that is called goddess. Not the goddess we know, but it is the one superpower which we all came through, which from the existence of the universe. So that power is, for me, it's Devi. You can call it anything. There are so many names: God, divine, goddess, mother, Jesus Christ, whatever you are naming that power. For you, for me, I call it source, the source
Yeah,
from where all come.
so let me ask you, prior to channeling and kind of opening up to these gifts, were you very religious?
um not at all.
Okay.
I used to, my family is very religious. My father is very religious, but not religious. I don't know how to explain it to you that, because because I seen in my family two sides of my family. One is very religious, where my grandmother used to go to the temple, like the Sikh temple. We are Sikh. My background is Sikh.
Mm-hmm.
She used to go to the Gurdwara, which is called the Sikh temple. Each and every day, morning and evening, we used to go with her. Once a while, for me, it was very rare. My cousins, we all lived in the same family as a joint family. They all used to go there, and I got the questions that why I don't go. I never felt connected to the religion part of it.
Hmm.
Never felt connected to that. Although I really felt connected to the goddess always. Whenever there is something that has goddess in it, we are celebrating actually, in Hindu culture, the 9 days of goddess. So I'm very connected to that, maybe because of the source, how I'm feeling connected to, the Devi, and the goddesses are all form of her. So I always felt connection to the goddesses. Also, more than anything, I had felt connected towards the sky, which we call Akasha
Yes.
in Sanskrit,
I
right?
remember that during our conversation, you know, the sky, you talked about
Yes,
rainbow and
yes. I always remember from from the very early age, I used to talk to the sky, and the moon. These are two my best friends. Whatever's going through around
they
me,
know all your secrets.
they know all my secrets. I share each and everything with them, and they have felt. It's not like they have given me anything at that time of my life, like channeling or whatever I'm doing right now, but I was connected to that energy. You know,
Okay. So it was a
um,
very young age, you know, you weren't religious. I
no,
mean,
I'm
maybe
not.
maybe if you were to call it spiritual with the whole goddess,
Yes.
you recognize that. But it's and okay, so now fast forward me to when you actually had an interest in actually the Akashic Records, or I mean, did you even introduce the Akashic Records yet? I did a little
Yeah.
pre-intro before you came.
Okay.
But you know, fast forward to when you got curious about
Hmm.
finding out more, like what was your, I think I even asked you before, what was that one thing, like when did it happen? There's always a click.
Yes, and the click happened when in my late 30s. So that's fast forward.
Late
In my
30s, okay.
late 30s, yes. Um, Late 30s or late 20s. It was, I think I was, yeah, I was 31 years old or something. 10 years or 12 years back. What happened is like, after I got married, came to the new city, and then not having anybody around me, have taken me to the very darkest place in my life. Darkest place, when I say darkest place, it means I lonely, alone, um, was not connected to my family. Beautiful kids. I had two beautiful kids right away, like in around 2 years. Um, my husband was and is very loving, but I never felt connected to him in that period of time when I am calling it dark period of my life. I think the whole process, now I understand, a point of spiritual point of view, was going through that dark period, going through that shadow of mine, and relieving it, and releasing it to be here where I am now. And it's all with everybody. Like, we have to um, face our shadow, face the darkest spot in our life, which is coming through. And once you get through it, you can see who you really are on the core level, on spiritual level, as a spirit, as a soul. So for me, I was using my time, my energy on all the wrong things, using social media for wrong things, using um, my healer inside of me. I never knew, like, so I was using that energy to help others, but not, how can I explain it? I was, my intentions was to help others, but um, it was showing a wrong impression on everybody.
Okay, well, when you talk about social media though, I mean, you're going back, you know, 12, 13 years now. Was
Mhm.
it social media back then? I mean, I was just trying to
Yes.
understand. Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Social media, Facebook. I just started Facebook. Like, I opened my account with the name and everything. So it was the only thing that is was giving me a little entertainment in that time, right? But I was using it for the not the intentionally wrong reasons, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I
But it
think we
was,
were all really getting used to it, like not just kind of understanding this whole life online
yeah,
and how we could actually meld with it.
yes. But the deepest feeling or intentions for me is to listen to people's stories, listen to what they're saying, and then urge to help them, and that urge to help them um, doesn't care if it's a male or female,
Hmm.
at that time. And the male friends or male social media, whoever was there, they had the wrong impression why I'm talking to them, you know. So that whole thing, like, was a dark spot, dark place for me, when I realized that it is not what I am thinking. They're thinking something else, so what it is, I don't feel connected to anything, you know.
Mm.
So, so what it is, what is this void? I can't fill it up. a huge void that is leaving me empty, that empty
So you
spot in my heart.
actually, you were feeling a void way back then, and I mean
Yes,
that was your dark spot. So you were looking to social media to kind of fill that void because you couldn't find it
yes,
in your husband and your kids. So you were
yes,
seeking out. Okay,
yes,
I got a picture. I got an
yes,
idea.
yeah, you got an idea.
Yeah,
And it
and
was really painful, when you know that your family loves you, but you can't fill that void, you can't feel that emptiness. um so I just, like, I was just crying and everything. And one day, one blessed day, I was just sitting on my couch, just like behind you. You had the couch and the window on the side. Same setting was in my living room back then. And I
hmm,
was sitting there, um, and just looking outside again to the sky, because I always talk to sky and the moon. It was daytime though. I was talking, what is it, how can I fill this void? It's just insane, crazy, like, I'm not that person. um and then, where Isabel, when I just saw the goddess, just a glimpse of that, just a feel of her energy around me, just like she's hugging me, like, just that warm energy around me. And
hmm.
I was literally in tears, and all I heard was saying that you need to help others. That's all I heard, the voice, you need to help others. And from that moment, my quest began, then how I can help others, what is in me that I can help.
Yeah.
I have,
I
so
think a
I
lot of
start.
us go down that road, figuring out our purpose.
Yes.
How can my gifts actually help someone else?
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
Yeah, so that's where I started. And then, the funny thing is, I haven't never realized before, about the flash of images that comes through me. Like, if I'm sitting, not like if I'm having a conversation with you, but when I'm sitting down, or when I'm in the alignment process, there are certain images shows up, like it's just like a scene in front of my eyes. And then I started realizing why I see these. There must be a reason behind it. It's not like, they're just coming up from nowhere, you know.
Yeah, I
And
think
then I
that
start.
was the conversation we had because I remember I was sitting on that couch and we were
Yes.
texting, and I had asked, when was the moment? And you said that you got curious because you were seeing things, and
Yes.
you thought, what does that mean? So
Mm-hmm.
you dove deeper into it. You got
Yes.
curious, which
Yes.
I think a lot of people, they kind of dismiss these things that happen to them. And,
Yes.
when we are looking for purpose in our life, and we have these images or sounds or inclinations or gut feelings,
Mm-hmm.
explore
Yeah.
that, get
Yes.
curious
Totally.
and find out.
Totally. Totally. Because if I would not have done that, I would not have be into my bliss movement right now. Back then I was all about, I don't have a home, I don't have anything, I am in a new country, my cousins have home and everybody has a home, and I don't have a home. That all women think about, crazy things, that we don't have
Yeah, I
this
mean,
and
we're
we don't
playing
have
the
this,
violin for
right?
ourselves. Yes,
Yes.
I don't have this, I don't have that.
Yeah.
I'm not 100 pounds. I.
Yes. Yes. And now, even though seriously I'm in a rental place right now too, but I'm in that bliss moment all the time. I don't
Yeah.
care about not being having anything, because I know I have everything, and it will come when I will manifest it, you
But I
know?
think the key there is the fact that that bliss moment is not actually a physical moment in time. It's
No,
an actual
no,
mental feeling that you're manifesting.
yes, yes. It's just a beautiful feeling and it occurs when you are aligned with your soul purpose,
So let's
when
speak
you
to
are,
that a little bit, the soul purpose,
yeah.
because before you came on, I did talk to people about, finding their soul purpose, and that
Mm-hmm.
you would tell us your story about how you dove deeper to find
Mm-hmm.
your soul purpose. You were paid attention to the signs, you listened, you got curious, you dove deeper. But for people who are, watching this and are interested in finding what is the one thing I'm meant to do in this world, which I already have an idea. You're going to say it's not just one thing. But because we're multidimensional beings, we
We
can't just
are.
be, I'm only a mother. You know, I
No,
don't, so
I tried that.
yeah.
Now, the idea of soul purpose is, um, see, the people are confused in passion and purpose, right? We have lots and lots of passions. You know, you can have one passion one time and then another day another passion. You know, so there are many passions, but the soul purpose, one big purpose for your soul is only one, and that is we have every human being has one common purpose, and that's liberation. Okay, liberation,
Liberation. Okay.
liberation. What is I called moksha in Sanskrit, right? Um, and that's liberation is not the liberation which we have been programmed with our religion, especially Eastern, Indian, that you have to go out in the forest and do the meditation and cut all your ties with your families. That's not liberation at all. You know, liberation is living in the moment, with your family and everything, and surpass all the fears, all the blocks, all the imprints, all that, whatever you have been given by society, family, relatives, generations, your ancestors, you know, surpass that, and then where you are coming into the liberation form. Because liberation is freedom, right? You are free from everything, you're free from the fear. Um, Whatever the fear is, for me it was the biggest fear was the was is also now visibility, to be visible online, to be talking to you, like, it was my fear before, but I have surpassed that, so I'm liberated from that fear now.
So
And
our life then is just a series of liberations, is what you're saying.
yes, yes, that's why we all came here, that's why we chose as a soul to be human here, to liberate. And then, while on the journey of liberation, we are here to to be our to be with our soul purpose. And that's another purpose of how you are serving others. So there are two purposes. One is all the common collectiveness, that you have to walk on the liberation path, as well as you are going to be how you are going to be serving others. So that's your sole purpose, and that's how you will, that's what you, every each one of you who are listening or are live on with us, have to find out what is your sole purpose. Because trust me, there are many clients I have seen, while I'm doing Akashic readings or channeling for them, um, that they are on one particular passion they are following, but their sole purpose is telling them to go somewhere else. Okay,
So there's a
so
disconnect, and there's like
yes,
no flow to what they keep having blocks or things coming up, things falling apart. No
yes,
zero people sign up to a launch.
yes,
You can see how that actually goes in line with being in alignment. Like if you're in
yes,
alignment with your soul
totally,
purpose.
totally. It's just that's why I'm bringing all this into business. That's why all my clients and students are, I'm approaching to other coaches. I'm a certified life coach. I know that how important it is to bring the soul's wisdom, your soul purpose, into each and everything you're doing right now. Otherwise there is always a misalignment, as you said. You will do 1 year 2 year of that work, and then you will say, I don't want to do it no more. So your true passion will come through your soul purpose. Why are you here? What you are here to serve. And it's not that, if how can I explain, just in a quick moment, just like when I started to tap into my soul purpose, it was Akashic Records. Okay, they were saying, like, I have to read for others, I have to channel for others.
And
So
that
I
was
started
helping
doing it.
others. So that was your other helping others.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, so I started doing it without any judgment, without any doubts. I said, okay, let's do it. After a few years of reading for others, they have shown me that I now need to train others to that. So I started, okay, that was the biggest fear. I was like, what? I have to train others? How I can do it? You know? But I tapped in. I always, because I have learned that, if I will not follow the guidance, it will not be alignment with whatever I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
You will be amazed that 99% of my clients were coming to me for the readings, and only with one question: how can I grow my business?
Wow.
Why I don't feel connected to my business. So you see how they were guiding me to teach them how they can, what is
Yes.
missing.
Absolutely.
So I tapped into it. Why I'm sharing is like whatever I am now, even whatever I'm writing, whatever I'm teaching, it's all coming from my Akashic Records, whatever, even if a Facebook post I have to write, you will see my posts are not professional at all, but they are
Well, the
connected.
greatest posts are the ones that are real. The greatest ones are the
Yes,
ones that are real.
they are connected. They are in alignment with my energies, with
Yeah.
my purpose, and they will attract the right people
So
to my courses.
let me just kind of get back to the fact that you said that we have one soul purpose, right? That there's one soul purpose. Now, I always speak to the fact that we are multidimensional beings, and we know we can have multidimensional success. So how is it that you discover how to translate that one soul purpose into every area of your life?
How I can explain? Let me see. Let me tap into it first.
Oh,
um, Soul purpose is just like my soul purpose. Again, I always give examples. So, what a better way to find things with examples, right? Without examples. So for me, I'm bringing my soul purpose into every area of my life. Okay. My soul purpose is to teach, Akashic Records, and I'm doing it. How I'm bringing Akashic Records into every area of my life is within relationship with my family. If there is something, um, I have seen me and my husband were not at the same level of energy. When I started my own spiritual journey, he was way off. He was way off, grumpy, and how men are like, screaming at kids and stuff. But I have used the energy of Akasha, the energy of sky, um, to bring him into my energy rather than going myself into her energetic field.
that's so funny that you say that, because I analyze a lot of people. I love doing that. And I analyze a lot of couples. So when I see couples together, maybe they get married or they hook up and they start this romance, you can really, like, I start to analyze and figure out, okay, which one of these is going to give into the other? Which one has the stronger energy, the stronger determination? And in some cases it's good, and in other cases it's not the greatest, right? But being able to know that for yourself, like what your true energy is, I think would help other people be able to be in that energy.
Yes, and not tap into others' energy. And we are surrounded by so many people, relatives, friends, and everybody. Not everybody is aligned with our energies. Not you are aligned with their energies. So you have to see, not to tap into other people energy which are not aligned, and bring them into yours if you want to, because he needed it. He needed love. He needed um, that warmth around his energy is like, so that he can shift, and he did. Now he's all about my work. If you will ever met him, will be telling you all about my work, telling you about. He comes home now. I saw a really good crystal in one shop. Do you want it, or what that crystal is, and the rituals and the
Wow.
full moon. So he shifted. I haven't even talked to him, like, said, okay, you need to do this and this. So that's
Yeah, but
how
you
you can
showed by
use.
example. I think it's, showing by example, leading by example, and not being able to get sucked in. Yeah,
Yes,
that's,
yes.
I hear
So I
you.
think that's how I bring my soul's purpose, or you can say my gifts, in each and every area of my life, even in business. As I said, nothing is um, out of that energy at all.
Okay. No, I like that. I like that. Now, let me ask you, success-wise, like, how do you feel about the word success? Like, I'm kind of, I'm
Yeah.
going to allow you to answer, but how is it that you even define success for yourself, and how you've created your business and channeling?
For me, Isabel, success is, again, the word I'm bringing is bliss. In the moment, you're feeling really blissful, really blessed to do what you are doing. That is success to me. Each and every call I do, each and every course I do, after each call, I feel really blessed and really in bliss movement. That I'm so blessed to teach them. That they will be, to see the growth of people who are you are serving. That is success to me. To see the transformation of your clients, of your students, of your relatives, your friends. That is success to me. It's a I call the dollar amount a side effect, of serving, your
Yes.
sole purpose. So I don't emphasize on that, because it will come. That's a side effect of doing your soul purpose. Your whatever work you have been chosen by your soul to do in this lifetime. So that is
I like
success
that.
to me. Hmm.
I like that. Now, with the Akashic Records and with, being able to tune in to, being in alignment, really, like,
Hmm.
have you used, like, give us some examples for what you've actually used this for, so we can kind of educate the viewers as to what Akashic Records are. Why don't you give your interpretation? Because I did a little
Yes. Okay.
but if you can
Okay.
explain to the viewers what Akashic Records actually are.
Well, Akashic Records, in the simplest form and the easiest form, I will tell you, is like a universal computer. Okay, because we all use computer, we all create files. We all create folders in our system, computer system. So it's a universal computer system. Visualize it as a universal computer system, and every thought, every action, every deed, every feeling has ever existed in this. On the planet Earth, you can say, has been recorded in the Akasha means sky again. So that in that energetic field, even we are, this interview what you are doing right now, is being recorded, just like it recorded on your software, right? It's the energy is being recorded in the universal computer too. So for example, in the next lifetime, um I will be somebody, like, and know how to tap into Akashic Records. I can go back and see in the last lifetime what is my connection with this person, like you, if I will ever met you in another lifetime, with this person, why I feel connected to her or him, whatever form you will come. So they will show me that we had some interaction in the past life, that we had done some work together, if we will do in this lifetime. So, and how we can bring that wisdom is like, I will be feeling, okay, yeah, I have worked with her, she's into that, in this energy field, and let's see if we can um, be partner or do something in that lifetime. One way of using Akashic Records.
Now, let me
um,
ask you, do you feel that it's kind of preset and preordained, or
of course.
can, oh,
Of course, we are meeting, it's preset. We have chosen to be either in the soul groups, either in the soul contracts. It will reveal if we will work together. So we have contracts with each other, okay, I will help you in this, you will help in this, just like friends. I will help you in creating this, and you will help me in creating this, so that those are soul contracts. And
what about for
soul.
the people who actually don't want to believe that, their future or their life is, already set in stone?
Well, it will take time for them to believe. I will not push anything on them, but that's the reality. That is the main purpose of our souls, to come here to liberate from everything, to know each other, to help each other, or even, like, if person who's creating drama in your life, you have contracts with them that he or she will be creating a drama in your life to teach you this and this lesson,
Okay, so
because your
just
soul
because,
wants to.
so let me just try to explain this in my layman's terms. So
Yes.
if somebody is going towards a goal, for example, and they feel like they keep hitting the wall, the wall, and keep not achieving success in the areas that they want in their life, And you're saying that it's already laid out, you know, everybody should be, you know, finding their soul purpose and living that. So if a person is thinking that they're on their journey and they keep receiving these negative experiences, it could be the alignment is off.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, let me give you my example, okay? When I started doing, they have like, you know, my record keepers told me to teach Akashic Records. I got really excited because I was already doing online healing calls and stuff, right? I started developing a website, and then I decided to hire somebody to develop a website for me, right? But then she ran away with the money, with everything, without giving me anything, okay? So, and I was laughing with my husband. I was like, what is this, you know, why it's happening? And then I decided to hire somebody else. And he decided to not to do anything and just, you know, and just go away. I don't know where he vanished. So one day again, I went into my Akashic Records and say, okay, you want me to teach, but you won't let me finish my website. How I can teach? And then I got the answer that you don't need a website. You don't need the computer to teach it. You have to teach it in person. And trust me, Isabel, that was the most freakiest moment of my life because I was
Public
okay with the
speaking, one
online
of the biggest fears
world.
of people's lives, right? Public speaking and death. Like
And that's for me the biggest thing. Like, you know, I was like, and I have, trust me, I have, like, you know, haven't followed the guidance for the more, I think 6 to 8 months. I was ignoring it. I was like, no, I'm gonna finish my website my own. You know, I don't need anybody to hire. But nope, there is some delay or something, like, you know, always showed up. Oh.
well, I think
And then
you
after
just
8 months,
uncovered your biggest fear right there, which you, once you got into alignment, you chose to take that path
yes,
and get through it.
yes, I just sent two or three invites, I think, to my friends whom I knew, like, you know, in person. I said, you know what, I need to teach you this and this, to be able to do my work online.
Come to my house
Because
now.
yes, and they did. We gathered around, like, you know, just in a living room, and I taught them the whole training, you know, Akashic Records, and for, I think it was 1 day training, you know, the whole day, 10 to 4. Um, and after that training, after 2 days, I think, or maybe 1 day, I got, because I was posting in one group that this has happened to me, you know, my website is not done and blah, 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 like, you know. And then one beautiful lady came in after I did the live in-person trainings. She said, I will do your website for free. That's okay. Because this happened to you. You have been cheated 2 times. I said, okay, thank you.
Wow. See, you would have never had that had you not actually stepped in and done a
Yes.
live event.
So that's why the alignment, you need that alignment. And in our mind, we plan things, you know, I will do this sales call, I will do this and this and this, I will make a funnel, sales funnel, and so many things. But if that is not what your soul wants right now, it will not give you the results you really are looking for. And sometimes the results you're looking for are not aligned with your soul purpose.
Yeah, I can hear that one. I can hear that one.
Yeah.
So what happens when you're a fork in the road and both options actually seem feasible, seem, you know, equally viable, equally would bring you joy and make you happy in your life? What happens then?
If your two options are same, and if you are being guided again by your soul purpose, that these two things are yours, I would say do both.
Do both. Okay, so
Yeah.
pursue both things.
Yes, pursue both things, because now, see, I am all about teaching, right? But they're showing me to have a physical products on, you know, some
Yeah.
sort of products. So that's my another thing. So it will evolve with you, right? Akashic Records are not um, subtle, you can say. They evolve with you, they manifest with you,
Okay.
you know. So you can go in Akashic Records and say, this is what I'm planning right now. First of all, is this aligned with my soul purpose? You know, you will find out if that work is aligned. with your soul? If it is, how I can manifest that? And they will show you how. And also they will also help you in growing from one place to the higher place. You know, just like I was doing reading and then they guided me to teach, you know, and then they are now guiding me to have some sort of physical product. I don't want to reveal that right now.
Yes, I know
But it's pretty
we've
cool.
spoken behind closed doors about this.
Yes.
You guys will have to
Yes.
stay tuned for that information.
Yes. So you know what? I'm doing that. They have given me my oracle cards text, but I'm just waiting for the artwork. They are telling me that I need to draw it. I can't hire somebody. That's how I'm going to open the art which I have closed down when I was in after the school years. I haven't touched anything.
Yeah, we talked
now
about
I'm
art.
tapping into.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I love that. I love that. So I had a question on the tip of my tongue. I was going to ask you, what was it? When people do decide to maybe, you know, hire somebody to have their records read, or, you know, because it's typically, I mean, number one, everybody can open their own Akashic records.
Yes,
you know that,
definitely.
but you need to be interested to do that. But to have a session, say with yourself, you know, people would need to come to you and be kind of clear. I mean, as to the purpose for their visit, the purpose of what it is they want to know. It's not something that, hey, you know, let me just check out this library and see what, you know, pull a book off the shelf and see what's going on. It needs to always have a purpose.
Always come with the intention of what you really want. How do you want to feel by the end of the session? I always ask to my clients, you know, so that they will feel by the end of the call, when you are saying your intentions in the presence of guides, your record keepers, you're sending them a message that this is how I want to feel after the end of the call. When you are crystal clear on your questions, they will provide you deeper information. Right? If you are not clear, they will not provide. They will only tell you that much which you are asking them, if that makes sense. You know.
Okay. So, and if you ask the wrong questions, so if you ask questions that are kind of like have nothing to do with where you should be going,
it's not your job, not my client's job to ask a clear question. It's my job to rephrase that question for the record keepers.
Okay, so that is the difference between somebody who's actually done this, because we talked about, you know, training and people who have actually dove deep into the Akashic Records and know what questions to ask. I mean, there's the general public who can access their own, but then if you wanted to go deeper, there are formalities as to how you structure the question to get the most information out.
And that's the most powerful or key point to the readings. Because let's say if somebody is coming for a reading, say why I'm not attracting clients in my business, okay? This question has a blaming part in it. You're blaming your clients not coming to you, right? But I will ask the record keepers how I can best serve others so that I can have more and more clients, you know, so that I can have more fulfilling launch or successful launch, so that I can serve more.
That's really interesting, because I've used that a lot with my clients. I mean, not knowing about Akashic Records at all, and just knowing that you need to ask better questions.
Yes.
You know, there's too many people running
question.
around and just saying, you know, why me? Like, why is this happening to me? And I don't know. But, you know, getting a little bit deeper and asking the right questions will produce a better answer, an answer that will be able to move you forward, as opposed to just put a Band-Aid on it.
Yes, yes.
Interesting, interesting, my dear.
Yes.
Well, you know, I mean, we've talked a little bit about Akashic Records. We talked about, you know, fear and the fact that you actually stepped out and you held your first live event. We talked about success a little bit, but you know, what are some of the things that you would suggest to people? Because what I'm guessing is the people who are watching this and watching the recording are probably not really exposed to the Akashic Records, or exposed to, you know, finding your own soul purpose. So what are some of the tools that you can suggest for them to actually discover that? Even if it's questions, I'm not sure.
The if you are listening to this, that is your first step. That's why you are listening to it. Because I'm here to revealing it. That's the plan for the souls to join, you know, to get a nudge. You know, yes, there is something. What is Akashic Records? And there is an interesting fact about Akashic Records is you will not be aware of them until you're so, like, you know, it's time for you to step into it. Okay. For me, I have never had a reading before. And you know, and then I suddenly got to know Akashic Records. Okay, this is it, you know. And it's not that you have to have psychic abilities to access your Akashic Records. They will develop your psychic abilities. Okay.
Yes,
so
because we are, I mean, psychic abilities equals your intuition, right?
No.
No.
Disagree.
Oh, okay. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Disagree. Intuition is, let's say, there are levels. Okay. Intuition is your first level, and psychic abilities are your advanced level. Okay.
Okay.
So your intuition, and again, intuition and Akashic Records again are different. If you will ask your intuition a question about, you know, how you're feeling, that's what we call gut feeling, right? Of yes or no, if we have to do it or not do it, you know, your intuition will tell you yes or no question maybe, or maybe say no, this is not for you, or you know, I'm not feeling aligned with it. But you will not get the deep the description of it, like, you know, why, what is the block, how I can remove that block. So psychic abilities and Akashic Records again are different in that sense too. Psychic abilities are advanced. They will tell you more deeper information, but they will not tell you how to remove it, how to liberate from it, whatever you're going through right now. But Akashic Records will. They will tell you what to do to move forward
So
from where you are
would it
now.
go intuition, psychic abilities, Akashic Records?
Akashic Records, yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting to know that.
Yes, I was also amazed and surprised when I realized that intuition is only
The first
the
level.
start of it.
Yeah, it's
The
basically
start
the
of
first
it.
level. But by developing your intuition,
Oh yes.
which we all have intuition, but actually trusting it and developing more is
Yes.
that's what will allow you to go up into the next realm, if you will.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Of course. You can start with meditation. You can start with journaling. That's what I'm hearing. Journaling. Maybe somebody needs to hear that.
So whoever's watching this or the replay, maybe journaling
yes,
is something you need to
yes,
step into.
yes. Journaling is a really good good thing. And just to release, like, you know, be your first step always should be to liberate from the blocks, from the fears, whatever you're going through right now. So tap into the question, what you are going through right now, and how are you ready to release it? Are you ready to liberate from it, or you just want to deal with it, you know, in a way that your human mind will say, oh, this is destiny, I want to live, like, you know, like this. So that's the one question you can ask yourself. Are you willing to liberate? Because I know that many of my clients sometimes are not ready to shift, are not ready to transform.
Do
They
they
need
know?
time.
Do they know that they're not ready? Because I'm guessing
I
that they
ask them.
come to you.
I ask them, no, seriously, if you are coming to reading, and in the reading, I will ask you, like, you know, from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, where you are, how much ready you are to release that. And I have few clients, only one, you know, a handful of clients, which says I am at 3 or 4. So I will prepare them to be at 8, you know. So what you're feeling, how you're feeling, you know, let's see what other blocks are blocking this, so that you can go to the 8 or 9 or 10, you know, so that we can shift this thing. See, it's a journey. I won't suggest you going into for a reading and say, okay, I will get everything from one reading. One reading is just like saying hello to a friend, meeting the very first time in a coffee shop, you know. That's what the first reading is. And if you are really, really committed towards your journey towards the liberation, or towards getting your dreams in the common sense, you know, you need to be committed to evolve with Akashic Records, you know. Either learn yourself, that's the easiest and cheapest way. You know, if you are ready to hire somebody, have them as your who have them as in your team of, you know, if you have a business team, just like copywriter, sales, you know, have them in your team to go to them, like, you know, at least twice a month or maybe once a month, so that you will be on the path of getting the guidance from the divine, because they are the channel for that, right? We are the channel for that. I prepare you, if you are interested in doing that for other, for your clients. So
Okay. So
don't take Akashic Records just like a reading and let's say I'm going there and I will be, you know, all done in one reading. No, it's not. Then if you're thinking, then don't do it.
okay. Well, those are good
Yeah,
tips. Those are good tips. And I
yes,
think
it's a journey. It's a journey of being, of to know your soul, basically, you know. Yeah.
and who doesn't want to know their soul, right?
Yes, yes, and that's the part most of people who are not aligned, who feel that emptiness in them, are missing. That you get to know to your soul that, you know, it's beyond your passions, it's beyond your imagination, it's the soul is beyond any work sometimes you're doing right now. I have had many sessions in which they have shown me, um, my client is developing a business, but they're showing me that's not it. And it's really hard to digest for a client. Okay, I have spent 2 years in doing that and now it's not aligned, you know. So be prepared to that, for that. If you're going for a reading, you know, I will tell you,
And
or my students will tell you, you know.
And that's the other thing is, not all, readers are created equal. And I think that is the post that really brought us together, is you had made a comment or made a post, and I just reached out to you because I've been seeing Akashic Records everywhere. It seems
Oh,
like
yes.
every Tom, Dick, and Harry is, now adding
Yes.
it to their repertoire, and, being able to choose somebody who's actually done the work. Like, what are some things that people should actually look for prior to hiring somebody or getting their readings done?
Yes, and today only I was reading, I don't know which group, but yeah, somebody posted, and I was, that's funny, I was also researching on the same person, you know, the ad showed up in my Facebook, and it's psychic something, and then a group, like, you know, when I was researching, showed up that somebody posted about her, and that she's cheating, you know, taking money away from people and not responding and everything. So you have to be very clear on where you are going for the reading, from where you are going to do any kind of reading, any kind of spiritual work. Because if that is not my sole purpose or passion, you know, then I'm not committed to the work. If a person is launching a course, you can say, on spirituality, just because she wants to or he wants to launch it, and it's a rave about the topic, you know, that's not the person where you should invest or you should be go. And this advice also goes for the business part of it. Like, you know, if somebody is doing sales, copywriting or something, right, you know, and that's their zone of genius, they're not switching from one to another, that's where you should go, right? If you will see one expert going from one expertise to another expertise to another expertise, that is questionable, you know.
I see.
That is
I
more,
see.
you know. So think about, like, you know, see every possibility, see every options, and then choose one, you know.
I
And
guess this is also a lesson in being able to trust your intuition. I mean, do your homework, absolutely, but also trust your intuition as to what is before you, you know, and who is this person. Get curious.
Yes.
Just really get curious and understand more. There have been, you know, mentors that I've had that, you know, are really strong with go with your gut, you know, Think and Grow Rich even talks about, you know, successful people make fast decisions.
Fast decisions, yeah.
You know, and that could be a little bit difficult when
Scary,
you're
yes.
just diving into it and you're kind of thinking to yourself, well, is this real? Do I have the time to really research this person? They sound good. They're using other techniques to make me make the decision.
Yes. Yes, it's all about how you're aligned. And that's why I more emphasize on learning for yourself, because then you're doing the work. You're not relying on somebody else's, you know, channeling, or somebody else's doing the work for you. So learn that. And because it's just a kind of tool that you can use in every day of your life.
Very good. Well, these have been really great tips, really, really great
Perfect.
tips. I appreciate you coming on. You know, I'm looking at the time now. Can you believe we've been talking for an hour? It
Oh,
normally
wow.
flies by, I know.
Yes.
Well, time flies when you're having fun.
Yes.
But I did want to tell, you know, our viewers, if you're watching the replay or watching live, that, you know, Simone is somebody who, you know, there's a reason that she came into my life. And I do look forward to seeing what's going to blossom from this relationship. And, you know, if you would like to maybe inquire a little bit more, get curious about what this whole Akashic reading is, her email or her actual website is down in the details here. So it's www.simoneisser.com. So it's SimoneIsser.com. And, you know, you will be able to understand what it is that she's doing in the world, that she's taken this to the next level. You know, we didn't even mention you've been doing this for over 6 years now, right?
Yes, 6 years, yes.
So she's devoted her life in the last 6 years to really diving deep as opposed to diving wide. And we all know that putting in your 10,000 hours and becoming the expert in something takes time and it takes devotion. And more than that, it actually takes an interest in it. And when you have somebody who's coming from the heart and coming from, that is their sole purpose, that to help others, you really can't go wrong. So I want to thank you, Simone, for being
Thank you so very much.
It's been beautiful chatting with you. I think we've really done a service to the community. And again, I hope that if you guys have any interest, you will reach out. And I guess at the end here, I would just like to know from you, Simone, you know, what is in store for you for 2016? What is your big goal that you're going for? We only have 3 months left. So what is your big thing for the year?
See, I have been busy since my, for 2016 right now, I'm feeling will be calmer for me, will be the rest period for me. To reprogram myself, to regenerate myself for 2017. So for these 3 months, you will be seeing. There's only one training coming in November, which is only 2 days training, and I would like to share that if you allow. I'm not sure how advanced energetic people are here, you know, but it's open for those who knows energy work, who know how to. Who are even if I have a little bit of interest in healing others. So it's a 2-day training that's called Sacred Activation Practitioners, and I will be teaching you guys how to channel the source energy to heal others. You know, and it's being very it's a big blessing for me to be able to teach you. So if you want some more information, I can give you. Just reach back to Isabel or me. I can provide the link. But that is where I am right now for 2016. Other than this training, I will be taking time to create some more things, which is coming in 2017. Or if I felt guided, this is how I do my business. I felt guided. I post an offer, like, you know, okay, this is what I'm getting, and now in December or in November even, you know, this is where we are going towards. So for me, it's much calmer energy. It's much to reflect back on 2016 and what I have done, you know, how far I have come. So this is all like, you know, going inside, going within. to see.
That's wonderful. I like the fact that you're actually taking this. I mean, that's a considerable amount of time to take for yourself. It's really like self-care. And we all know that we need to balance ourselves out. We can't just keep going at 100% all the time. Eventually you will lead to burnout. So I'm really happy to hear that you're going to be balancing this out at the end of the year. And thank you. Thank you so much again for being here. I really appreciate it. And thank you, the viewers, for staying till the end and watching. If you have any questions, you know how to reach us. And stay tuned for next week. Next week, we'll be having another special guest. Her name is Jennifer Powell. It's going to be episode number 34. And Jennifer is actually the founder and creator of Blistum Canada, I actually spoke last Friday. So really excited to have her on. She's going to be going on a journey, a worldwide global journey, and taking her family of 4 with her. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, I will be on.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
And we will see you all next week. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye-bye.
for now.